Birthdays are to be celebrated, and Zenith is celebrating 160 years of watchmaking with a very special watch, the G.F.J. Imagine that after more than a century and a half you're still around and you're one of the most revered watchmakers in the business. How do you mark such a special occasion? Well, with what looks like your simplest watch in the range. But looks can be deceiving, as this G.F.J is rather a special watch in Zenith's long and storied history, where most attention might go to the El Primero movement and subsequent Chronomaster and Defy watches that it powers. There's far more to the brand than just that. Named after the company's founding father, Georges Favre-Jacot, the G.F.J is an ode to chronometry and watchmaking tradition, to craftsmanship and expression. It takes the legendary Calibre 135 to new levels, despite being a simple three-hander at first sight. The foundation of this celebratory piece was laid in the late 1940s and early 1950s, at the time where Zenith was already one of the most decorated maisons in prestigious observatory chronometer competitions. Throughout its 160 years of watchmaking history, Zenith has won more than 2,300 chronometry awards. That is quite a legacy to look back on. The Calibre 135 was created by Ephraim Jobin in 1948 with the sole purpose to meet the standards for the Neuchâtel Observatory competitions. It was based on the idea to have an extremely large balance wheel to enhance precision and stability. A higher rotational inertia allows for a more consistent performance of the balance wheel without increasing the weight or the beat rate. In addition to that, the large single barrel delivers a constant level of torque to the movement. These two elements resulted in a movement that was 30 mm in diameter, which is the maximum eligible size to enter the wristwatch category. A direct consequence of its architecture to accommodate the oversized balance wheel and barrel is that it has an offset minute wheel to free up space. The movement was produced between 1949 and 1962, and over the course of those 13 years about 11,000 units have been produced. The commercial variant became known as the Calibre 135, while the observatory movements were designated Calibre 135-0, O for observatory. The latter were precisely prepared and regulated to enter chronometric trials and handled by the best of Zenith's watchmakers. Also good to mention is that the Calibre 135-0 featured a balance spring with a Breguet overcoil. All that paid off, as the Calibre 135-0 was awarded with no less than 230 chronometry prizes, which is still a record in the industry for a single movement. Between 1950 and 1954 it also won 5 consecutive first prizes, which is another record that still stands. All this solidifies Zenith as being one of the best watchmakers in the world, both then and now. In recent years, Zenith has revived the iconic Calibre 135-0 with the Observatoire limited edition in 2022 and appears unique with a salmon dial and a special Nobium case that same year. Both were made in partnership with Philips Auctions and Kari Voutilainen. Now though, it returns as a limited edition with a dial that combines a trio of exquisite blue colors and textures. But that's not all, as Zenith has also re-engineered the movement to integrate modern technology and materials where possible. This means it gets a longer power reserve, 72 hours over 40 hours, thanks to a special BioFlex alloy barrel spring. The going train features an optimized geometry for its teeth for enhanced efficiency. The balance wheel still ticks at a rate of 18,000 vibrations per hour or 2.5 Hz. The jewel count has gone up from 19 to 22 jewels to reduce wear in critical places. Another important update is that it now incorporates a hacking second mechanism to allow for a more precise setting of the time. The new Calibre 135-0 is regulated to an accuracy of ±2 seconds a day and is officially certified by the COSC. The new G.F.J comes in a platinum case with a step profile, and the box-shaped sapphire crystal revives that lovely vintage character while keeping the dial safe. And speaking of which, the dial is indeed quite something. The outer ring is decorated with a bricks guillage pattern and carries the 18-karat white gold hour indices. The center section is made of lapis lazuli, while the small second subdial is made from a piece of blue mother of pearl. Time is indicated with 18-karat white gold faceted hands. The bridges of the movement are finished with the same bricks pattern, polished screws and hand-applied anglage. Zenith will only make 160 of them, one for each year the brand has been around. It comes with 3 straps in total, one in dark blue alligator, one in black calfskin and one in blue Saffiano. Optionally, there is also a full platinum bracelet with a double folding clasp available. All things considered, it's a very fitting celebration of one of the greatest mechanical movements ever constructed. The fact that Zenith isn't afraid to upgrade the movement to modern standards speaks volumes, as it makes perfect sense given the brand's legacy in precision chronometry. It was a benchmark movement then, and it should be considered a benchmark movement now. They were pioneers constructed with one thing in mind: precision. The push for accuracy led to solutions and innovations that have descended to more everyday mechanical movements, even in use to this day. The high level of regulations that needed to be met by watchmakers and their movements gave us new understanding of the various elements that make up a movement: the escapement, balance, hairspring, mainspring, and so on.